Welcome back to Sports Blab, and as you can see, I'm doing my public safety announcement once again. In this day and age of coronavirus, wear the mask, wash your hands, social distancing. That's it, so easy. So I'm going to talk about the mental sport of chess again for just a little bit. Right now, as part of the Magnus Carlsen Invitational Tour, and for those that don't know, Magnus Carlsen is the world champ, been the champ for like 7 years. He's out of Norway. He started an online Magnus Carlsen Invitational Chess Tour to promote chess between the world's chess players, so fans have something to watch in this day and age of coronavirus. As you know, chess is a mental sport. There's 4 tournaments, and then there's a grand final. The second tournament is going on right now. It's called the Lindores Abbey Rapid Challenge. We've got a time control of 15 minutes per side plus 10-second increment. And it's getting record Twitch followers, TV followers, online followers, just record people watching this tournament. So the commentators for chess.com. Chess.com is broadcasting the matches, and so is chess24.com, Elite Chess. Those are the big 3 chess sites. So chess.com on Twitch, the channel that is televising it live, streaming it live, if you will. They flip between different channels, but it's the broadcast team of Robert Hess and Alexandra Botez. Robert Hess is a Grandmaster out of New York City. He got into the 2600s for a rating at one point. He's basically retired or semi-retired right now, focusing on commentary and chess broadcasting. He has a broadcasting, or I should say a journalist degree from Yale, and he started a company called Sports Quotient, which I believe is kind of a sports analytics type company. His partner, Alexandra Botez, has one of the most popular chess streaming sites in the world. Her Twitch channel, it's called Botez Live, and also a YouTube channel. She is a woman's fighting master. She's born in Dallas but raised in Vancouver, so technically she's a Canadian. That's the broadcast team on one side for this tournament. In the course of that broadcast, Alexandra Botez asked Robert Hess if you could take your pick. Would you rather be just the classical champion or rapid and blitz champion? Now let me just refresh for a second what I mean by those terms. In chess, there are different time controls, which means how much time do I have for a game. In the classical, those are the big long games, the world championship matches. You see where the guys are playing for 3 or 4 hours. It typically starts with an hour and a half for the first 40 moves, and then I think it's like 30 minutes for the next 30 moves, and so on and so forth. But those matches can last 3, 4, 5 hours, if you will. Rapid is typically like a 25-minute game per side with a 10-minute increment, or for the purpose of this Magnus Chess Tour, it's 15 minutes per side with a 10-second increment. Blitz is just a quicker game. It's typically blitz. When you say a blitz game, you mean 5 minutes. 5 minutes per side. May have increment, may not. And there's even a bullet game, which is a minute per side. But there's also what's called Armaggedon. And typically in matches like this tournament here, if they tie after 4 rapid games, then they play an Armaggedon. That's usually a 1-game winner-take-all. In this case, black has 4 minutes. There's no increments, and white has 5 minutes. However, if the game ends in a draw, black wins. So that's the question Botez threw out to Hess. Which would you prefer? Be known as a classical champ or a speed champ, meaning rapid, blitz, Armaggedon, etc. Hess said, look, every chess player in the world, when they dream about being a chess champion, is referring to classical, because that's where we have the most time to think. You can go through the most variations. It's the most purest form of the game. You don't make all the errors based on time pressure, etc., 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 etc. So it's the most, and the great chess players throughout history, from Fischer to Spassky to Lasker to Capablanca to you name it, Botnovic, those are all classical time champs. However, in today's environment, time controls are becoming more important. It used to be back in, let's see here, I got some notes here, so bear with me, I gotta look them up here. Oh yeah, way back in like 1984, Kasparov took on Karpov, who was the current champ, and it was first guy to win 6 games. There were no other Rapid or Blitz or anything. First guy to win 6. Well, the problem is Karpov got out to a 5-0 lead, just need one more game, but then Kasparov adjusted and started doing draw after draw after draw after draw. And then he'd win a game, and then draw after draw after draw, and then won a game, draw, draw, draw. After 5 months and 48 games, it was 5 games to 3 for Karpov with 40 draws. And then Campanus, the FIDE president, arbitrarily just said, we're going to cancel this World Championship match because of player fatigue. Especially Karpov was psychologically and physically fatigued from such matches. Both players objected, but that's how it was. And then they had to replay it again in '85, another, a few months later, another controversial match, but Kasparov won. But since then, for a couple reasons. One, so you avoid these kinds of situations, also make it more fan-friendly, they've changed the way they do these championship matches. So in 2018, Magnus Carlsen defended his title against Fabiano Caruana of the US. It was, they're going to play 12 games, and if it's a draw, then they go to Rapid. If it's a draw after that, they go to Blitz. If it's a draw after that, Armaggedon. That's how they do it now. And sure enough, after 12 games in 2018, it was a complete draw after 12 games. And then Carlsen won 3 straight Rapid games to retain the world title. Again, it's to make it more fan-friendly, but so you don't have these long, drawn-out matches like you saw in '84 with Karpov and Kasparov. So anyways, I thought there was an interesting discussion between Botez and Robert Hess.